money really sticky and the rumor smelling loud. Drop another bail, cut a 50 off the top. Say the money really sticky and the rumor smelling loud. Drop another bail, cut a 50 off the top.
What's crackling, y'all? Wait, we don't need that there. Give me 1 second. Let me change this back. What's that one look like? That looks good. Let's get the comments. Why are we not seeing any comments? There we go. Okay, we got the comments rolling. How everybody doing today? How are y'all doing? How come that won't go bigger? Why ain't I bigger? Oh well. So tonight is Winning Wednesdays once again. If y'all don't know what Winning Wednesdays is, let me fill you in real quick. What Winning Wednesdays is my chance. I am Rich Regal, by the way. WTMF, White Trash Mofo. Wednesdays is a night for me to sit down and take somebody that's in our genre, whether it's a photographer, an artist, a videographer, whatever they may be, working in the country rap genre predominantly. Usually who I try to interview, and I try to peel back the layers of who they are so that everybody can get to know some of these artists and professionals in this business. Sometimes we discuss more of one kind of topic. Sometimes it's just kind of random questions. So you never know what it is. It is more of a laid back atmosphere over here at Winning Wednesdays because we're not here to turn up. I mean, by all means, we want to turn up all the time, but that's not the main goal here. The main goal is to peel back the layer, let you all get to know people like me, people like I've had Big Murph on here, FJ Outlaw, Tilla Gorilla I've had on here. These are all artists that work within this genre that I think are in some way. It's not always just about the numbers. It's not always about, the biggest shows. They might be winning as a dad. They might be winning as a mom. They might be winning at this. But I notice the artists I bring on here because I notice things about their character and about the way they live their lives sometimes, not even in the music. Sometimes it is just about the music. Sometimes it's about who that person is. And I'll let y'all know because we get a chance as artists to mingle and network and talk and get to know these other artists. And a lot of times, not even artists, people behind the scenes, and we get to know who they are, but you guys don't sometimes. So tonight, without further ado, my guest tonight is none other than the man himself, Kaio Kane. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, my guy?
It's going down. It's going down. Let me tell y'all, I always keep it 100 all the time, you guys. I literally was like, man, I was like, I wanted to interview somebody that was at the rave, somebody that is their first rave. And I was like, who? And I went to Kaio first, and I was like, man, I know he's busy as shit. He's probably busy. And then I was like, literally this morning, I up and I was like, hey, bro, if you can't do it tonight, I'll put you on next week. I'll put somebody else on. And he was like, nah, run it. Like he was on it. So I appreciate always every time I've ever done any kind of business or any kind of transaction, even like this, that's not really business. Anything that any encounter I've had with you has always been nothing but professional. And not to mention him coming out and just killing the stage at Redneck Rave. Like I literally was just out on the front porch and I was like, babe, this is Kaio. She was like, I don't remember Kaio because she hasn't met you yet. And I was like, this one. And I played On Your Knees, oh, On Your Knees, oh. And I was like, that is my shit, bro. Like it's such a simple hook, but that goes to show. I tell people a lot of times it's what you say, how you say it.
Yeah.
And the way that you whispered that, it makes more of an emphasis by being quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope. So let's get right into it. Before I even get into any questions, how your experience at the Redneck Rave summed up in as little words as possible.
A box of dynamites got set off. That's what it felt like for me. Like a box of dynamites just the whole weekend, you're popping off. Cause I mean, I kind of generally knew what to expect, knowing Justin and those guys right there, that's family, man. Like, but this exceeded my expectations. Like it went way somewhere else. Like I told my boy Tyler, I forgot what morning it was, or I woke up in his camp area in his chair and he brought me a blanket. I guess I spent the night out there.
That's
It
turn.
was a good one. It was a good one for sure.
I will say, as you know, being this is my second one that I'm like second in command on coordination and getting things together, making sure everything goes the way it's supposed to go. And mainly my main job at the RAVE is stage management and like artist liaison and just making sure the artists know when to be where as best as we can. And as you can see, hiccups happen. But this is what got me this is my second one as working at that position at the RAVE. And the way that everybody worked together, I'm talking every artist. We I believe the number was 33 artists officially hit the stage on Friday night. And we did it. We started like a couple hours behind schedule. We ended up almost on schedule at the end because every artist was on top of it. There's a picture of me with the megaphone standing at the side stage, like, Kaio Kane, you're on deck, just keep it. And everybody was where they needed to be when they needed to be there. And the stage crew, Larry and, Pyrex Biko was up there for a while, DJing, all these people, Parker Boy, J Baby, sound tech and everything. Every one of these people worked together so well that we got through the hiccup, and it was just amazing to me. I thought it was going to be a lot rougher as far as how I'm an artist. I can say this. You're an artist, and I'm sure you can agree. Artists are hard to deal with. Okay. And the fact that every single artist there put egos to the side, they put everything to the side just to make a great show, and everybody gave everything. And it was all to sit back and watch all of this work come together so seamlessly. And everybody said, "Oh, there's no way you guys are going to run that many artists and it go smooth." Bitch, we did.
It went. It went.
And then Saturday night was a whole other animal. Saturday night, I was watching them come in, and they just kept coming in and kept coming in and kept coming in. I'm like, where were all these people at all day? Like, they must have really been in the trails, because there was a lot of people throughout the day, but when it filled up Saturday night, you couldn't see the end of the crowd. It was
the trails was definitely. People were definitely out in the trails. We rode with Adam, rode with Justin, we rode with our people, Rolling Lit, with Sarah and Rachel. Like, we try to ride with everybody that we normally would link up with and go riding with. Cause I don't, you know how I do, man. I don't just come do a show. I bring my toys. I'm trying to go play. Like,
right.
So I think a lot of people were in the trails.
Yeah, either way, man. I just, like C4 just said, it really. We keep saying this. It takes a village to raise a child, and the child is this. Country rap as a genre, not even just redneck rave. It's even bigger than that. Country rap as a genre. It's so dope that people like C4. He's from a whole different part of the country. Different. You grew up with a different lifestyle. I'm sure you're from a different part of the country than me. And then you got Larry over here. All these people from different backgrounds and everything, and we all pitch and work so well together. Like, obviously, and I'm the worst at getting aggravated and being like, "This is bullshit." But in the back of my mind, I always know I'm not going to quit. That's just not going to happen. And I don't feel like anybody around me right now, CFO, Justin, people like you, we quit. This is what happens when nobody quits,
Yeah, for sure. Big shout out to CFO too, from spinning them ones and twos, man. Getting your boy the shout out. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that.
Oh, bro, C4, he put in. That's the thing too, is people don't see the work that people like C4 put in behind scenes. This is not. He could show up and just be the redneck rave DJ, but he don't. He works right there side by side with every single one of us. You know, we all try to do that. We're all equal when it's time to work, and he puts so much extra work in the scenes, and and then he's just so smooth with DJing. Like he's good. It's what it motherfucking
Yeah, he's
DJ
good at what he
C4,
does.
and he's got a new album. It's fire.
Freaking
So
C4.
let's get into some questions. So when you started doing music, I haven't went super far back in your catalog. First off, how many years have you been doing music so everybody knows Holmes?
It's just like, seriously, it's like 2016.
Okay.
Because I was
So what
goofing off with it 2014.
so were you doing like just straight hip hop, did you
Yeah.
come in as kind of, the mud slinging rapper?
Nah, I didn't come in as the mudslinging rapper. I was just doing like just general rap, man. Sometimes borderline emo. I was kind of trying my hand at different styles. Like I still do that to this day. I'll slide across different styles and go from emo to trap and roll to just anything that suits me. If it sounds right, it is right.
Absolutely,
Let me
absolutely.
say what like
So what got you to decide you wanted to mix like the off-road life, country life, if you will? I don't consider off-road life country life because I got friends from the city that definitely go off-roading every weekend. So what got you? What inspired
Mhm.
you? I guess I'm saying to mix those things like rap and
Well,
mudding.
I mean, well, see, when I was younger, my papa used to take me to this place called Pine Tops in North Carolina. So we used to go see a lot of tractor pulls and stuff like that. So my papa really got that side of me instilled in me. So when it comes to the pandemic happened, I got bored. I had some money, so I started buying some toys that I could never afford before, and got lit in my backyard. And it's kind of like off road chose me. Like I crashed that dirt bike on TikTok and went viral, and all of a sudden, all of these parks exist now, and people are telling me to come out there and ride. So I went to Busco Beach because that's right in my backyard. That's in North Carolina, Goldsboro. And I pulled up there, and that's when I got introduced to this off-road lifestyle. And because the pandemic kind of put a damper on a lot of artists, but me finding off-road and everybody being so welcoming and accepting me in off-road gave kind of like a alternate direction for me to do music. And I was like, you know what? I'm just the type of person where if I like something, I'm pretty much gonna try to take it to the moon. So that's how that happened.
Absolutely, and that's what you got to do. You gotta. There ain't no half-assing it. That's always been the slogan. You can ask my kids, I'll be like, what's our slogan at the house? They'd be like, no half-assing it.
No half-assing.
Okay. So then so now you're into music, you're doing music, blended these styles and these lifestyles. What was the first time you realized, hey, for real, I've got something here? Like I really am reaching people.
When the YouTubers 336 Mud Mafia reached out to me across TikTok, and I made like like the Mud Mafia album was just to test the waters. Just it gave me a new lifestyle, new content, new ideas to dive into, and I figured, what better way to say how good of an artist you are than to completely make a whole album rapping about four wheelers and make it sound dope too. That's when I realized, like, oh snap, I kind of got something here. There's something, it's something here. And like the slogan goes, we get a little spark or something and we gonna go, we're not gonna half-ass it. So it just kept
Real
growing from
talk.
there.
Hell yeah. So when you're making music, like if you sit down to do a song, how do you usually start? Do you start with the beat and build off of that and let the beat talk to you? Do you write lyrics and then find a beat to mix to it? Or do you sit
It go
down and
either
say,
way.
I'll tell a story?
It go either way.
I
Random.
feel
I
that.
let it be. I gotta let it hit me. Like most of these moments come from people in off road that I might hang around or go riding with, or just certain scenarios. It just I can't even really call it no more. It just sticks. Like some days I'll go in the studio and I can have, you got all of these memories from the Redneck Rave, right? It's only going to take one spark for me to pull up a beat from my email that someone may have sent me or start creating one myself. And then boom, you'll catch a moment somewhere in there, somewhere from this Redneck Rave weekend. You'll catch a moment and I just rap about it. Like the best way I
Real
can
talk.
without incriminating nobody.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, there have been some partying.
Hmm.
Um,
Allegedly, man. Allegedly.
so if we're talking about creating, and you said you use situations or instances to inspire a lot of times, what is the craziest or the most like unexpected piece you've come up with a lyric or an idea
All
for
right.
lyrics?
All right. So like this, so like I was talking about my friends Sarah and Rachel, and big shout out to my dude that I met at the Jeep guys. I met them at the Redneck Rave. This is how I know it's a good rave. Because we got into a little bit of an argument, and then I went riding with the guys I got in an argument with, and now we're friends. it
Uh, that's what's up.
was a wild thing. Jeep guys, man. Jeep guys are something else. But big shout out to my boy Peyton, man. But I went riding with Sarah and Rachel in the hillbilly trails. And that whole weekend was so like, because I didn't have to do a show or nothing. I just pulled up. We were all just linking up to go ride hillbilly trails. I had never been there. They showed us all the spots, the river. Like it was pretty insane. And had this concept and idea from that trip called Country Luxury. Um, so I asked a few of my friends, told them that scenario or that concept, and they was like, yeah, man. Like, so I'm like, yo, you live this country lifestyle a lot too. So like, what do you consider luxury for a countryman? And he was like, shit, my truck. So I was like, all right, that's a checkpoint. It's a bullet point. So now that I pretty much know I'm on point with certain topics within the song, I can pretty much just run it and rap about my whole weekend because my whole weekend in the hillbilly trails was country luxury.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Okay, so
Yep.
have you ever had a song that you finished it and you were like, man, I'm not putting this out, and it almost didn't make the cut, but then you put it out and was surprised by the outcome?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Freaking on your knees, ho. It's the one.
Bro, that's
Because I
the
just
one,
felt like,
bro.
it's like I told Justin, I talked to Justin about it. I'm like, it's so funny how it's the ones that you just don't put too much effort to. But I got these other songs over here that I'm like, yo, I really took my time with them. And it's like, they don't hit as hard as on your knees, ho. And I'm like, yo, all I did was walk in the studio from, I did a gas station run that I probably shouldn't have did because I was already drunk. So you guys don't drink and drive, right? And the daggone cop pulled me over. So I'm like, fuck, he gonna get me. He just wrote me a ticket. I had one of my headlights was out. He wrote me a ticket. So I came back to the crib and I kind of felt like I had just got off. Like I did like cop didn't know nothing, didn't see nothing, just gave me my ticket. I went on my way. I got home like, yeah, bitch, on your knees, ho. Fuck out of here. So that's kind of, and I just started whispering it into the mic, and it sounded good off the rip with the template. So I just popped my little bottle open, cracked me open another beer, and just started rapping, bro. Like four bars off the top of my head. I don't like to write anymore. I'll just mumble some stuff until it starts to sound, until it turns into words, and then I'll record that.
I feel that. I've been doing that a lot lately. Having the studio at home, I have the time when I sit down, I can kind of create it as I'm going. Justin said I listen to it every day. I literally do too. Like, and I feel you because like I always say, "Go," that's the biggest song, and
And I listen to that shit
literally,
every day. That's crazy.
like we were at the end of a recording session one day. I had this beat. I wrote a hook. Boog wrote a hook, and we were playing. We were just taking off like white trash, motherfucker. What I throw up. Now, we took half of my hook, half of his, put it together, wrapped some words on it, and then it just
And boom.
that was the biggest one. That was the one.
And
I had a
boom.
video. I post reels every single day. I had a reel just go viral yesterday, and it was for the grand opening of a diner in my hometown. It's one of my behind it. But I'll post reels that I put a lot of time and everything in.
Yeah.
And that one I just show some food and shit, and it went blow. I was like,
It goes
crazy
up, bro. Like, it is crazy.
So
it's no way around it either. That's just how it's gonna be. It's how the universe is gonna work when it comes to this music thing that we do. So,
and every major artist that I've ever worked with, I've worked with a lot of artists over the years. That's one of the things I hear from every one of them. Like some of their biggest songs were by accident. Like Lil White. If you ever get a chance, ask him the story about Oxycontin. It's nothing like anybody thinks. I'm not going to tell his story, but it's not what you would think, bro. It's like it's crazy. Like, and that's another song that was basically an accident too. What's up, chat? By the way, I haven't given no shout out to the chat. Chat's going nuts over here tonight. We appreciate
chat going up
the
crazy.
love and everything.
Who's in the chat? I need to see some comments, bro. Who's else in the chat?
How many of y'all was at Redneck Rave this year? Tell us in the chat if you was at Redneck Rave this last one.
Like I said, man, the Redneck Rave definitely superseded any kind of expectations I had, bro. Like, full on good job, guys. Like, cause I mean, and then you gotta think about it like this. From my perspective, like I just opened up for Bootsy and then turn right around and go on the Redneck Rave. Momentum is insane right now. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's up there right now. It is up there. Shoot.
Yeah,
I walked on stage, Justin said, I heard you broke your shit already. I'm like, dang, yeah, I did. That's how you know I had a good time, bro.
Oh yeah, if you break some shit, I came back with a flat tire, busted that. I'm pretty sure the rim, I cracked the rim. Went and got new tires and rims yesterday, and the lug pattern ain't right, so search. but that means we was working, we was having fun, whatever it was, shit was getting done. Something was getting done.
Something was getting done.
Definitely. There was definitely memories. I mean, I've done a lot of them. And this one had a different vibe. It was a good vibe. I liked it.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was.
So speaking of, obviously there was a lot of unity that we got to see. I mean, half of the genre was there, and everybody worked together really well. So that being said, with country rap as a whole, it's obviously grown. It's like one of the fastest growing genres in American history. Now, it has hiccups, whatnot, but when it's all said and done, where do you see the genre evolving to in the future?
I think y'all doing really good at managing talent here. I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna keep going until it's just undeniably cool to do this stuff. I think because at first I was so unclear about country rap, but I think I just got drafted, bro. I think I got drafted to country rap.
And that's how everybody pretty much has become country rap. Nobody really tries to become country rap. You just get adopted. Like,
yeah,
I got adopted too. Man. Like, I was doing like swag rap for a couple of years, and we were killing it as a group before. And then I listened to a couple country rap songs, and I got a chance to buy onto a Georgia Boy show and a Lax show. And I went and paid cash up front. Well, it wasn't even a buy one. I was supposed to sell tickets. I was like, well, can I get a better deal if I give you cash? Bought onto both shows, sold out both of them, 750 cap rooms. And the love that we got from that crowd was like nothing else we'd ever seen. And I was like, I'm home. These are people talking about riding their four-wheelers and stuff in crunk rap form.
Yeah, it's
This is me,
insane, right?
bro. Like to a core, I feel like crunk style hip hop. I love the crunk, the yells, all that stuff.
Hmm.
And then to take that and be able to talk about life shit. That's really what I talk about more nowadays is life shit. Watching these guys take country ass shit and turn it into, like, one of the big ones was Riding High from Georgia Boys and Bottleneck.
Hmm.
When they did that and they took that Pastor Troy beat and just made it redneck as hell, I was like, what is that? That's it. But I didn't go after it. I knew that those shows were going to do well. I jumped on them and did not expect anything. Next thing you know, I went solo, and I was like, well, since I'm solo, I'm going to talk about what I do. And it's not swag. I ain't got no swag. I'm a fat white trash motherfucker.
Yeah, you just went for it. No
And here we are.
half-assing.
No half-assing it. Was a major
That's
milestone
wild.
in the genre. I'll put that up, Jacqueline.
Burning Rock was a major milestone for the genre. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure, definitely, man. I
Yeah,
don't know.
big
I'm gonna
shout
just
out
keep.
to them, for real.
I think I'm gonna just keep slinging out this hype music. Borderline sounding like Future and stuff. Ain't going about it like that. Like,
That's the great thing. Like the rave, and you've seen the lineup. Look at like we'll use Big Dot for an example. That motherfucker is not country at all. Does not make any type of country music at all, remotely close. He doesn't make all road music yet. Like, he's made a couple country songs that he hasn't released, and if you see in this Big Dot, release those songs because they're fire. But make that kind of music at all. He's not. He's just now learning about this whole lifestyle, and he came out there and had one of the best sets of the weekend. Like, this crowd embraces rawness.
yeah, it does.
In the fact that people are talking about their life. He doesn't have to talk about mud or anything to be loved by these people, because these people are just like me and you. We fuck with him. Why wouldn't our supporters fuck with him? So
Yep.
now we're creating that platform, and Justin decided many artists on Friday and give all these opportunities. It was an opportunity for us as genre builders to be able to be like, hey, look at all these artists that aren't even country rap, but they're here and they're being accepted, and they're accepting the supporters the same way. This is dope. Like, you don't have to look at Lil White. Even though he did make one of the first country rap songs, he don't make country rap music.
Yeah,
But he's loved the country genre.
Got that he's that Memphis sound right there. I mean, yeah, if y'all gonna build a genre, if the genre's gonna build, gotta expand, gotta add some more elements to it, like, which is, I think, is what's happening, what has happened, especially seeing it at the Redneck Rave. I don't know how in the heck Justin Time came up with this thing. He's trying to create this country rolling loud. he got this situation litty right now. Yeah, I don't mean, because I don't see, I'm not one of the ones that can, like, make certain decisions in country rap, but I'm watching it because I went in the crowd. I mean, I knew artists could be behind stage, we could hang behind stage, but I came to get a full experience of the Redneck Rave. Like I said, I didn't even have to be on stage. I'd have been right in the crowd watching everybody else turned up. So I went in the crowd a few times. Yeah, it was definitely one for the books, man.
Well, and that's something I tell artists all the time. Getting to perform at the rave is like the icing on the cake. That's cool. But the real thing, the best part about it is just being there and networking and being with the supporters. The supporters are the ones that consume our music.
Yep.
We know them. If we don't know them, we can't create music that they're going to want, because we don't know these people. But by being there, and we don't get to know them by performing. They're just getting to know us a little bit. I feel like it's our duty to get to know these people. These people spend a lot of hard-earned money. By the time you get a babysitter, you got to buy a camper. You gotta have some kind of buggy to get around, and then you're taking off work for a couple of days, and then you gotta pay for your. And these people put a lot into coming out and being able to be with us, and that's one thing that I love that Justin's done from the beginning is, and still we all still do is we're right there all day, every day. We're accessible. That's the one event of the year that we make it to where we are all very accessible. I mean, granted, we're accessible at other venues and shows too, but seeing people embrace somebody, you're coming in not being country rap. There's a lot of people there that didn't know who you were. There was people there that didn't know who you were. There was a lot of people there that didn't. And I always tell people that's the best thing is when I perform in front of a crowd and I say, hey, do y'all know who I am? And they say, no. Good. I don't want you to know who I am until I'm done. Yeah. Because if I'm performing in front of the same people that know me all the time, I'm not reaching more people, and I want to reach more people. And that's exactly what this platform is for.
It definitely did that. You got to look at it like, being accessible. Sometimes it's a line that you kind of balance. Sometimes you want to be accessible, but I use this little Drake tactic where like I told you, a lot of these moments and stuff that I'm rapping comes from the supporters and me being around them and riding with them. So like I'm definitely gonna spit out my boy Dylan's name in a song. I'll give shout outs. I'll just mention a random person because they did something that I remember. So I told Dylan I do not drink Jaeger. So this is gonna be a lyric somewhere in there. I'm gonna shout out Dylan. Why the hell he give me Jaeger? I told him I don't drink Jaeger, and look what happened. Like, that's what I do. Just like a Sarah and Rachel, how they ended up in the song "Country Luxury," which is unreleased, by the way. But I've been doing that a lot. I'll shout out people who make an impact in my life to where I remember it. Because once you get to rapping, and you get a little liquor with you or whatnot, once you get to going. I don't try to critique my lyrics too much. Like I stopped doing that a long time ago with the I call it audio cardio, where you're just basically trying to rap at the highest level that you can rap at, but that can exhaust you doing that. And plus I like to treat it like ear candy. You know what I'm saying? If I ever got in a situation where it's like, okay, I gotta really freaking rap now, I'll just cut the auto-tune off and really freaking rap. I don't do it too often anymore, But other than that, no, I'm gonna just sauce the hell out of some records.
Real talk. That's a real shit right there. So, is there an artist in country rap or outside of country rap that actually give me 3 artists that you really want to work with that you haven't yet? That are accessible, Garth Brooks
that are accessible to me,
but he's probably going to be hard to work with.
That are accessible to me, I'd say,
or it could be in the near future.
Caskey's definitely one.
Fire.
I've been a super fan of this guy since I went to that Yellow Wolf concert in college. Since first Black Sheep. That's a cold motherfucker right there. But I'd say, who else I want to work with? I want to work with Rich Regal, and I want to work with Justin. But I got to do like some other features I got to get before I even do that. Because it's kind of like executive producing too. I don't want to just slide a record to Justin and be like, here, yeah, get on this. Like, nah, I want it to sound right. I want it to serve a purpose. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because sonically, I listen to his music, I can kind of tell where he would be. So where's the blend? Where's the middle ground? Because he has a unique cadence too when he raps. So you don't want to just place that anywhere. You got to figure out what his key and tempo is.
Yeah, he's definitely got a pocket. You know what I'm saying? But he also, I've seen him jump way outside the box and surprise the shit out of me on some shit. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? I've never heard that cadence, never heard that pitch, that tone. But he's definitely surprised me quite a few times. What really surprised me is one day somebody posted a video and I'd never heard him freestyle. And I was like, okay then, because I am not a freestyle artist.
Me neither. I'll suck at freestyling.
Bro,
it's good. I suck at freestyling.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, look, it's gonna end with me being the most gangster dope boy. I'm shooting everybody in the club,
Mhm.
and I don't even know why it goes to that. Like, it's just
Because
like,
because you're freestyling off the top of your head. It's fucking what else am I supposed to say? The first thing
right,
that comes out of your mouth is that's why I can't do freestyles, bro. It
yeah,
requires
I
too much quick thinking, and my brain just shuts off.
when I'm really, even though I'm kind of lax a little bit on my lyrics, a lot more than I used to be. I don't dwell on them as much. I still I don't like people not understanding what I'm saying. Like not audibly. I'm saying like lyrically.
Okay.
And Justin gets on me all the time in general. He's like, "You're an explainer, Rich. You don't have to explain everything." I'm like, "Yes, I
Yeah.
do, because I always want all the information so that I can make the right assessment of the situation. So to give all the proper information, it saves time later. It's just like being honest.
Well,
If
I
you're
mean, all
honest
right. So
now,
yeah.
you ain't
So
gonna have a
that
problem
means
later.
if that's how you feel and you got to explain, then you're probably really good at storytelling because that's those type of vibes right there. But for the most
Yeah,
part, with rapping, like if you gotta, if you feel like you gotta explain it, then yeah, chop some details because you gotta say it without saying it. It's like,
yeah,
how do I tell you I have a bottle of Henny right here without telling you I have a bottle of Henny right here? And that would be your sweet, straight to the punch bar, you know?
yep. Yeah, and like I said, I've definitely backed off of being too anal about my lyrics, but at the same time, I watch what I say. I don't want to ever say something that can be misinterpreted too badly to where it makes
Mm-hmm.
me look bad. And I definitely
True.
never want to say something that I'm not. I'm not going to say something in a song that I'm not actually going to do or haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just what it is. Um, so we're gonna get to performances because I feel like you're a very performance based artist, that's what I pride myself in is the performance. I want to put on the best show as possible, and I've seen you perform a couple of times now, and that's what you do. You create an atmosphere.
I
Um,
wanna
so
I
what's
want that atmosphere to expand too. I eventually want to get to a drummer, guitarist. I have records for that too. But I generally create for the stage now. When I'm that's in my mind while I'm recording records because I've gotten into some trouble doing a freaking record where I'm rapping a little bit too fast and too many bars and no break and trying to perform that song, hell no. I don't care. I don't care how much I exercise. That wasn't gonna happen. And I got myself in trouble on stage with that one time. And I said, you know what? Never again. I'm gonna just generally create all my records with the intent to perform on stage.
real talk? Same. I tell people all the time, and that's what got me into a pocket of recording my whole verse without punching in. I was like, no, I gotta record it like I'm gonna perform it. And
Mhm.
recently, actually, Justin pulled me out of that box, and he was like, "Punch in." I'm like, "I don't punch in. I'm really an artist. I'm really gonna fucking do my whole verse." And he was like, "Punch in. You're gonna get more power out of each
Yeah, for
bar."
real.
And I
That's
was
why
like, I knew he was right, but
punching in
I'm
is
stubborn.
all right. I'm not the one line puncher. Like I don't punch in just one line. So it depends. Cause for time's sake, even though I'm in my own studio, I'll if I'm having trouble trying to come up with a bar, or cause I like to come up with the whole four so I can stick the whole four and make them bars stick where they need to stick or say it how I'm gonna say it. Sometimes if I slur my words in my record, if it sounded cool, I'll leave it. Like,
Oh
it'll
yeah,
be whatever. I'll just freaking leave it. But I try to go 4, 4, 4, and then that's how I'll get through a 16 or a hook and try to just go about it like that. So I'll leave the record off, just play the beat in the headphones on monitor and just mumble some stuff. And then once you get going and you catch it, then the rest of the song is fairly easy. It's just gonna flow out now once you got your beginning. Once you got your hook laid
absolutely.
or your first four, your verse is going then.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Okay, so with performance, talking about that, do you have what's the craziest or most unforgivable again thing that's ever happened while you were on stage? Like you ever boo boo in your drawers?
Man. Nah. What did I did this one time I twisted my ankle on stage. It was you know how they have those like little rubber pieces that cover the cable? They'll have I don't know what they
Oh
call
yeah,
them, but
yeah.
they cover the
It's
power cables and audio cables.
the
So
cable thresholds.
yeah, so I'm jumping around, man. And this was like 2017, 2018. I'm jumping around on stage and I step on this thing the wrong way and ankle twist. I'm like, oh, I hopped around for a little bit, and and I'm glad I didn't sprain my ankle, but it was a really good twist. So I had to pretty much like slow down my set, get my composure, know that that just happened, keep rapping, and then as soon as I was going to the next song, I told them guys, I'm like, yo, man, I think I just twisted my ankle on y'all stage, turned up with y'all. Like, so I mean, that was the craziest thing I seen happen. Other than women flashing their titties and stuff, but like that's like a so I'm trying to make that a every show thing.
Today. So
Yeah, but
before
I
you go
saw
on stage,
I saw
what was
CFO's
it?
comment. He said, "If me and JT made a project, that would be. If me and Justin made a project, bro, they ain't got no choice but to go get Yellow Wolf and Caskey because it ain't nobody that's gonna contend. And y'all know this the rap game, competitive nature. Like, but nah, ain't nobody
Absolutely, you
gonna
gotta
compete,
be.
bro. Y'all gonna have to go get the big dogs.
I put Jonathan's comment up because he said, "I wonder where the next redneck rave is going to be." Well, we weren't going to tell you guys, but here it is. You guys ready? Let me tell me in the chat. Are you guys ready? I'm going to tell you where the next rave is right now. Tell me in the chat if you want to tell you where it's at, when it is, everything.
What's up, chat?
All right.
Come on now.
All right. Oh, he said
Where's it gonna be?
Ohio. He said, yeah, yes. So you guys do want to know? Are you guys going to come to the rave? If I tell you guys right now, right here live, I'm going to tell you guys when, where, how it's going down, why it's going down, when it's going down, where it's going down, whose house it's at. No, we're not really doing no raves at no house. All right, so here's where it's going to be.
How did I know you was
And,
gonna
and
do
then
that?
and then right after that, we're gonna and then the beginning of the year, you ready for it? We're gonna there it is.
This
The
guy,
announcement
man.
is official. It's official.
Y'all
That's
got the
where it's
info.
at.
Did y'all catch that?
Did you guys get that? Oh, dude, my mic cut out, didn't it? I seen it on the meter. I'm sorry, guys. That was the announcement. So
Yeah, you
back
guys
to
gonna have to wait till the next one. Y'all got to catch
I
that
had
flyer.
I'm I had to answer that question. So there you go, Jonathan. I hope I answered your question for you. That's the best I can give you. He said, I heard it. Well, where's it gonna
It's
be
all
at
good.
then? You tell me. Pole Rap said I'm pulling up. CFO's losing it. So back to
Yeah,
the
I'm
performance
definitely.
thing. Do you have go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely
Maybe
pulling up to the rave if I'm not booked somewhere else. I'm definitely because that's what happened this go around. I ended up not being booked because C4 used to be on my case about that. Bro, you have come to a rave yet? I'm like, yo, C4, I gotta pay for these toys I got, bro. I got booked somewhere. I gotta go get the bag real quick. But no, that's if I'm not booked, I'm definitely coming.
hell yeah. Everybody needs to pull up. Everybody. What's this rec timber? Rec timber. Everybody talking about rec timber. But back to the performance things. Do you have any like superstitions or rituals or anything before you go on stage that you do or won't do?
No, I don't have any. I haven't got that far to where I develop a ritual or anything that I do before I go on stage. I usually just, you know what I'm saying, chop it up with my girlfriend, take me a little shot to calm the nerves, smack on the butt, go on stage and turn up. This is what I usually do. But I do, if there is a ritual, it would be after the show. This has been like this since I played high school and college basketball sports. I never get nervous before the show or before the game. I'm never nervous. It's a mental trick. Like when everybody's in the locker room goofing off and stuff like that, I don't do it. I chill. I try to stay as kind of keep my energy as low as possible, because you're gonna need that outburst when you go hit the stage or when you hit the court. So after that adrenaline rush and the game is over or the show is over, I get very nauseated. Like I get super nauseous, like almost like don't touch me type stuff. Like, so I'll come off the stage, I'll bear what I can, dapping people up, everybody talking to you because everybody want to talk to you and whatnot. And then I beeline it to like a little corner because I need like 30 minutes because my stomach is twisted, bro. Like I've even vomited a few times after the show. That's just how wicked it get. Like, but if anything, it would be that.
And that's why I definitely wanted to ask that question, because I was there and kind of seen that, and this is what winning Wednesdays is me taking things that I've seen and peeling back the layers. Like that's not something that you would normally talk about with fans, but that's what this is to give them that inside to get to know what makes you tick. The things like that. Like I told you, most times when I perform, I get off the stage and I go puke. I like you said, I'll dap every ball.
Yeah.
I'll be good until I can get away, and I got to get away and breathe. And I usually vomit.
All of that.
Because
yep.
It's not as bad now because I lost a little bit of weight, so it takes a little bit off of me. But before it was bad, and like you said, we as artists, most of us do have anxiety or depression or anything like that. As artists, it's very prevalent. Every artist I know battles some kind of demons. And sometimes it's not even anxiety or depression, or maybe it might be anxiety that triggers those feelings or something. And we can't control that. You know what I'm saying? And people don't know that about us.
It's like that adrenaline. That adrenaline drug, man. You can really look at adrenaline as a drug, bro. And you coming off that high, it twists me all the way up.
Yep, I feel that. So, speaking of that, what's one thing that you don't speak about too much or whatever that would surprise your supporters or fans? Like it could be you grind your teeth at night. I don't know, anything, some crazy fact about you that pretty much nobody's going to know.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty transparent. What is something? I watch a lot of anime. I don't know. like that's like my happy space right there. Video games and anime. Off-roading is kind of taking off-roading, anime, video games. I need those three things right there to function in life, bro. I swear. But yeah,
I feel it.
That's like my little happy place, man. I go in my little man cave, turn on some anime, find me a good little anime series or movie, and just forget the world exists.
No, I feel like everybody's got their zen place or something that creates that zen for them.
This woman here said I sleep with one. She said I sleep with one eye open. That's crazy. I do. All right, so fine. Tell them that fact, then. Yeah. All right. So I do sleep with one eye open. When you come out of the trap house, there's only one way to be. You gotta keep that rod next to the bed and one eye open. Yeah.
He said, "I keep that thing on me." God damn it, Bobby. That's hilarious.
But yeah, what was you saying?
Hey, I was just going to go to the next question.
Go ahead.
We got like 10 minutes left. I'm gonna wrap the questions up here in a second. So chat, I'm gonna give you guys a chance here in for a few minutes to ask any questions you want to ask to Kaio. My next question is, looking at the country rap genre kind of being, you know, you not being country rap, you looking at genre. If you were to build a tour with the top 5 artists, not I don't want to say top 5 artists, your
Just
top
pick 5.
5 performing artists, like to do a live show, not just streams or the best artists in general. Who do you think would be the top 5 that would put on the best show in country rap?
Like I'm going to see this show. All right.
Yeah.
If I'm going to see this, I gotta take my glasses off. Serious, guys. Rich Regal, Justin Tom, Kasky, Yellow Wolf, and
Wait a second.
having a hard time between.
Did you just state the lineup
Uh-huh.
for Summer of Sins? That's the lineup for Summer of Sins.
For real. Where's it?
Yeah,
Oh, my girlfriend
Kasky,
showed me
Yellow.
that.
Yeah,
Oh
Kasky,
shit.
Yellow.
I'm in
We're
there
all
like swimwear. Need one more. Having a hard time between Lil White and freaking what's that dude name? I just recently came across him. Oh, Struggle Jennings. Struggle Jennings. Let me grab my vape real quick. But yeah, Struggle Jennings.
And Struggle Jennings will be there too. That's literally the lineup. I don't know how far your speakers can hear me, but
Yeah, I hear you.
Struggle's literally on that lineup too. Like when I say Highlight built one of the dopest lineups, he really did. Like, and just so happens I'm blessed to be a part of that. You know, I'm you know, you'll get the people that are like, look at your name real little at the bottom. I'm like, but my name's there, boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally
your name is there
on one of the biggest festivals ever assembled in Ohio for music. Like it definitely with these style of artists. And it's dope because there's a lot of artists that I haven't gotten to work with, and most of the artists on the lineup I have worked with. I'm stage managing that, so I you know that's a great opportunity for me to network, and really get to know some of these guys. Actually, Chad Arms Blind Fury is on a tour right now with Marcotic. Who else is on? I'm actually hosting one of the one in Astoria I'll be hosting. But yeah, a big shout out to Summer of Sins, DJ Highlight, or it's just Highlight now. The Holy Center family. Shout out Valid GG, by the way, for keeping gear on all of us all the time. All right, so 3 words to describe your music. That's my last question, and then I'm going to go to the chat and let them ask a few questions while we roll out. 3.
All right. 3 words. Saucy, drippy, and active. Saucy, drippy, and active.
That's a really good description of your style and shit. I think you got a tag on the top of your hat, though. I'm gonna call you out on it.
Yeah, I never take my tags off.
He said I don't ever take them off. I used to leave mine on, but they used to dangle around and it used to drive me crazy. So I've started taking them off.
Because here's the problem. I have like 160 pair of Jordans. And for the longest time, you know, little kid, they ain't never used to have nothing. When I started getting money, like I could afford stuff, I would buy a whole new fit every time I got booked for a show. Hat, shirt, drawers, pants, Jordans. That's what I was doing every show, bro. And so I started just buying, like, I kicked off this over the pandemic. This literally happened over the pandemic. I kicked off this insatiable appetite to order Jordans from StockX. And I was just ordering them like crazy. And now I can't even wear most of them because I'm freaking playing mud now.
Right. I got like, I don't know, probably about 75 pairs of Jordans and Tims stole from me. And after that, I mean, I still got probably 70, 80 pairs of shoes, you know.
Hey, can you explain to people how that happens? Like, because I used to have, like, when I was signed to an indie label from 2017 to 2020, we had these shopping budgets, right? So I'm going batshit crazy, bro. Versace, Amiri, Armani, Gucci shades, Versace shades, Cartier shades. I had all of this designer stuff. And like the people around me, like my friends and stuff, or so-called friends, hey, let me borrow those shades for the night. Oh yeah, bro, you know it's nothing. Never get them back. Like even
Right.
some of my jewelry I used to have, never got it back. So I'm just like, I've been wanting to buy new jewelry, but then at the same time, I'm playing off-road and I lose earrings all the time. And then you just like, I don't know how Jason Reed and them guys keep up with their chains. Like I can't. I be done got drunk and set that thing down somewhere.
Oh, Justin lost like I'm not gonna put a number on it, but a nice chunk like this of diamond is diamond. I call it diamond plate because it is a plate made of diamonds that's adhered to the charm. You know what I'm saying? He lost it at the rave. You know,
No,
I tell him all the time. I'm like, bro, I can't. I don't know. How you guys do it." I'd be so. I'd be like, don't you get no dirt on this? Don't you? No. And then I'm probably
yeah,
gonna
and
lose
then
something.
your stuff will get dirty, bro. Cause like that's why
Oh,
you'll generally see me with cheap earrings. Cause I'm not gonna wear the expensive ones out there. I might put on a wrist piece. Other than that, it's just gonna be my grill. Cause that's the one thing that I've almost lost my grill a few times. It's like 8 bands right there. But I'll generally just wear my grill because I've trained myself that all right, when I don't want to wear them, I have my jewelry box just for my grill. Put them bitches in there and I put it in a bag and zip it.
yeah.
I might forget
I,
where I
I I've,
placed it, but I'm eventually gonna come across it again.
I've got one place where I always keep my grill, and it's always in my little container, and it's always with me at all times. Because I've lost a few. I at two full sets, bro. I lost a bottom set, a 10 piece bottom set with the fans. I set them on a tray at all one day while I was eating, and this chick came up and she was bugging the shit out of me, asking me just dumbass questions, and it was just irritating me. I was trying to be alone, you know.
Hmm.
So I got up, went to the trash can, dumped my food in there, went back to the tattoo shop, and was like, "Shit." I went back there. We was pulling trash out the trash. Nope, they already had taken it out. I was
Damn,
like, bro, I am not getting in that dumpster for that grill. It ain't happening. So
ain't
that's
happening,
one
bro.
of them. And then I threw another one away on a paper plate at a picnic, like a whole nother 10 piece. I was like, bro. And I said I'd
Bef-
never buy another one. And one of my best friends became a jeweler. And he
Before I
was
had
like,
the
I want to try
VVS
the grill.
ones, before I had the VVS grills that I got now, I had a gold grill, and I went to this Halloween event, and they had this dude being freaking extra, bro. I don't want to say he was gay or anything, but it kind of seemed that way. So when we get ready to walk through the haunted house, I guess I was out of turn. He could only let a certain amount of people in. He put his foot like a high kick and kicked the side of the door to block me from going in. I'm already drunk, so I walked right into his foot, and I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So what had happened in that moment pretty much kicked me in the face. My tops came out and I didn't even realize it. I was already drunk. We done went through the haunted house and I'm just like, yo, where I lost my grill. Like, and then I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I did get kicked in the face. And when I went back around, the guys security had their flashlights. We found it. It was just already bent out of place and stuff. So I just took it back and it's still in my room. I just don't even wear them no more.
Right.
But
Yeah. Once one of my really close friends, he really got into. He's actually a very high end jewelry maker, especially for like body adornments, like nose
mhm.
piercings, like super high end stuff. And he came to me and he was like, "I know you said you'd never buy a grill again, but let me make you one. I want to try this." And he made it, and it was perfect. Like
Yeah.
my grill, it's absolutely perfect. It's never popped out. I've never had issues with it. And then he did a few of them, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't like that. That's not my thing." He's like, "I like dealing with mouths." Like,
Like here's the thing with grills and see like Justin got the permanents, right? I
mhm.
could have went and got permanents while I was with the label because it was spinning that Doty. I could have went and did it, but instead I went with grills because I'm like, yo, what if I don't want first off, it's a whole lot of maintenance. You got to be on top of your maintenance if you go get permanent. So big shout out to Justin with that one. You got a dentist visit, at least 2 or 3 of them, and then you got to go get them bitches put in, and then you got to maintain them a lot. And I was just like, I know me. I get drunk, bro. I like to party, and sometimes I want to take them bitches out. Like,
Yep.
because you got, if you see my social media, bro, I'm liable to be riding on the roof of somebody's buggy, probably done fell off a 4-wheeler. For a hot minute, when I first got my Raptor, I was rolling this thing and crashing everywhere, just because, just of the don't take these toys for granted, guys. They can hurt you. But I used to think that because of my size, I thought the Raptor was like child's play, and it showed me different really fast. like
Real.
who decided to put a motorcycle engine on a 4-wheeler? But
Yeah, them Raptors are nasty, boy. But yeah, like, and another thing too, people don't understand. Even the permanents, they're not technically permanent. They're like, it's like 7 years roughly. It depends on the jeweler or whatever, but 7 years usually you got to have them taken off, maintenance and everything. And if you want to put them back on, or if you want to do veneers, you can do even veneers every 5 to 10 years, they say. And it's like, I've seen people get 20 years of a set of teeth, but they look like they've been in there for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Justin is one of the people that I tell him, I've told him before, like, I couldn't do that. Like you said, it's just way too much maintenance. I like to get up, brush my teeth, floss, maybe even do some mouthwash. That's the extent of it. I polish my grill, I suck my grill so it doesn't get nasty. I do all that, but having them in his mouth, like, and I've got a couple friends that have perms like that, and there's certain things you can't eat, a lot of things you can't eat. Like, I like food. I want to eat. I want
keep my grill clean, keep it in the solution. I keep it clean, and I like to swap. Cause see, I'm gonna buy another grill here soon. I like to be able to swap out. Off-road is just so expensive. I done probably bought like 3 or 4 sets of grills just worth of toys. Like, it's not more than that, but I like to swap out. I got this idea of a grill that I want like, not 6'9" rainbow color, but I want my fangs to be blue. I want a grill with blue fangs. So I want to be able to swap out my grill.
That's fire. That's what's up. All right, so chat, you got any questions? We're gonna wrap this up for tonight. This is Winning Wednesday once again. If you guys just tuned in, I'm here with Kaio Kane, and this is your chance to ask some questions if you guys have anything. And we'll give it a couple of minutes and see what y'all got for us.
I think I am gonna pull up the Summer of Sins though, if I'm not booked anywhere. So far, my next show is until July 25th. That's at Bogs and Boulders in Alabama. Then we got August 23rd, B&B Off-Road Park in Mississippi. October 24th is Up in the Air with the Power Sports Expo. So, yep.
So yeah, it's the last weekend of August, so we'll see you there. Pooh Noah says country rap sucks. You're absolutely right. It all sucks. All music sucks. Everything sucks.
Country rap doesn't. It's who he listens to. You got to pick and choose who you listen to. Because I was hearing that a lot too at first, but that slowly kind of died down as far as coming across my ears with the certain artists making some headway here and putting out some content and actually really doing some shit, bro. Like, I got one foot in the streets, one foot in the trails. I think it's just like certain artists, because I know everybody want to get to the bag, you know what I'm saying? But take the Tennessee thing, for example, where everybody came to the studio and Justin and Marcotic just did it. I think it's going to take that for this genre building, to get building blocks to build this genre up. It's going to take that, because artists get to come in and see other artists work. And I don't care what anybody says, yo. Like, if someone's talented and they're good, you're gonna be influenced to a degree. You'll be influenced. I'm one of those people where I'll give props where props is due. If someone does something dope, a dope flow or a dope beat or a dope cadence, and I'm in the studio and I hear that, I'm probably gonna regurgitate it and put my own twist to it. If it's dope, if it's worth me doing it, you know, that's how I look at it. And country rap needs that. It needs the Justin Times and the Rich Regals and the people like that that have these studio sessions to where sometimes it's just an artist's recording. Like, bad recordings can do damage to a potentially good record. And maybe they need to see that. Like maybe they don't have to fund the funds to go to a big studio like that all the time. But you don't necessarily need a big studio if you know what you're doing. Because that's how I learned how to engineer. I would just, moving around with these platinum engineers and producers. Whenever the label would have us in these studios, I was a fly on the wall. I would see everything on that computer and I'd buy it all and do my research and spend time on my craft so that I could make industry ready records out of a freaking trailer if I want to. Like,
Absolutely.
just gotta know how to do it.
What's up, Jacqueline? Why is the Redneck Rave always in Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, etc.? I live in Georgia. How do they choose where to do a concert? Julie, it's not that we won't bring it to Georgia, the or any other states. The opportunity just presented itself. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen. And Justin being from Indiana, from Ohio, most of our team are from up here, so it started out in Indiana, and it's just kind of his, and he's taken it all over the place. He done a whole tour of Redneck Raves a couple years ago just to kind of feel out the markets, and all I'll say is we'll be coming your way soon. We're working on, in the next year or two, really getting out and being able to take this closer to some of these other artists, because there's artists that we'd love to have on it, but they're like up and coming artists. They don't have a budget, and it's hard for them to get so far away. Some of these artists are driving 15, 16 hours to come perform at these. So, and obviously there's not a budget there to pay everybody. There just isn't, you're getting a platform, but we want to bring that platform to these states like Georgia. Georgia's a hot spot. We definitely want to hit Georgia, the Carolinas, obviously.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to help pull some strings to get a Redneck Rave to the Carolinas. I'm gonna try something.
It'd be lit. We North Carolina has been one that we've gotten a lot of questions about. There's a lot of people in North Carolina that are ready for a rave. So nothing's off the table, guys. We're always working. That Justin obviously is a workhorse. He's nonstop, 24 hours a day going to. So we're trying to bring the best show possible every single time. And sometimes maybe we can't find the right park fits for what we're trying to do, or the location might not fit for what we're trying to do. So we are very strategic about. Hey, I should say Justin is very strategic about where he places it. Obviously, we're a team. We do discuss that, but we are coming everywhere. It would be really dope to be able to take this on a 50-state run, and do a Redneck Rave. But then, a festival that size, we couldn't do 50 states. We'd have to break it up a little bit. Here in the next couple of years, there ain't no reason why we can't do 10 or 20 of them in a year.
Yeah, for sure. Big thanks, John. What's his name? John Fawcett. Appreciate that, John. I think I was at so many people's campsites, bro. I'm sorry. I'm probably don't even remember. Like, a lot of alcohol, bro. A little bit more than my normal consumption. And I can drink. Like, trust me, I can drink with the best of them. But the rave took me all the way past the limit, bro. Like,
I didn't even like. Me knows I don't drink. I don't get fucked up at shows, no matter what. Like, I just don't. Like, I'm always on work mode. I'm actually to the point where I don't even, smoke cannabis through the day. Until my job is done for the day, and then I smoke and I get my mind right because I've got so many things to keep it line. But man, them first 2 nights it was margaritas and mushrooms. After we got done working for the night, I was like,
Yeah.
I love me a margarita. Big Dog. He said you was definitely drunk. Oh, he's probably talking about you. You was drunk too, but yeah, Highlight showed up. And Highlight knows because I've been close friends with Highlight for 18 years probably, and he got the camera out. I knew he was going. He was like, "Look at that, real drunk guy," because I don't. But Redneck Rave does that, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. You got to let loose. Everybody's got to breathe sometimes.
Yep.
And it is a lot of work for everybody, but you got to release. You get that release, and it's all worth it. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up tonight. Big thank you to Kaio, especially for taking this interview on short notice. I hope you guys got
it. Put me on the platform. Appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, brother. Big shout out to the chat. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Big shout out to you all was lit tonight. Kept the comments going. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Burning Rock Off Road for having us with the Redneck Rave recently. Shout out to Country Rap Shit that is going to be coming back up. I think at 9:30. He usually pops back on and Country Rap Shit. That's time to turn up, listen to some music. Make sure you send some music in. Shout out to my bro Chop Easy for that. Make sure you guys go follow every platform that Kaio Kane is on. If you want to give them your plugs real quick, so they
it's just TikTok. Yeah, man, y'all help me get to this 200K on TikTok, man. Kaio Kane official. Instagram, _Kaio_Kane. On Facebook, it's just Kaio Kane. On YouTube, it's just Kaio Kane. But I'm trying to hit this 200K mark on TikTok. I'm trying to get my Facebook to like 20 or 30K. We're putting in work, man. We're dropping this content. We're making content. I'm out here with people. I appreciate everyone that puts me on their platform and gives me the opportunity to let people get to know me and pretty much understand that I'm a wild boy, like from the jump.
That's what's up. All right. Well, thank you again for coming on here. Thank you to the chat. Thank you, everyone. Winning Wednesday, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. We're going to let y'all in on all the little secrets and everything about all these country rap artists.
For sure, man.
I hit the wrong one. I hit the wrong one, guys. I hit the wrong one. Oh, okay. And we out.